This is a review for the Digitech Mosaic pedal. The sole purpose of this pedal is to emulate 12-string tones on a 6-string guitar. I presume you can just use a basic acoustic, maybe acoustic piezo setup. For this particular demo and for my particular needs, I'm mainly looking for a pedal that will take a 6-string acoustic tone and turn it into a 12-string acoustic tone. I do have an electric guitar in front of me, but it does have the Fishman power bridge and a power chip combo. I've got that dimed on the guitar, and only the piezo signal is captured in the audio that I'm recording today. This piezo output goes into the Mosaic pedal. I have level and tone set at about 65%, so maybe 2/3 of the way up on both knobs. And then the Mosaic is going into a Fishman or a Spectrum, which I use always on when I'm using the Fishman power bridge. I usually use a dreadnought setting or an orchestra setting, but for this particular demo, I'm trying the 12-string setting on number 2. So I think that's like a Royer mic. What I plan to do is just to play a little bit of 6-string to give you the fundamental tone, and then go through just a couple of examples, some intros, some 12-string intros. So here's the fundamental tone. And then with the Mosaic engaged. So you can see it. What I'm hearing here is a slight bit of chorus, which you're going to find with all 12-string guitars, because you're not going to get the fundamental and the octave up string perfectly in tune. So there's always going to be a bit of chorusing on that. Digitech does this digitally for this pedal. I hear a slight bit of tremolo in tune as well. And then, of course, the octaver feature, which is going to throw an octave up instead of the traditional octave pedal, octaver pedal, which would throw an octave down. It's throwing an octave up. It does throw an octave up on all strings. So even though you're hearing the octave up on the 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd, as it would be normally for the 12-string, you also hear it on the higher 2nd and 1st strings, the trebles. So that's undesirable because, of course, on a regular 12-string, they're unisons for the 2nd and the 1st string. So anyway, I'm going to just play a few intros for you, familiar tunes that you've probably heard before. So here goes some familiar tunes. So you think you can tell? So, while this isn't clearly a 12-string tone, neither is, the power bridge. But, for gigging situations, especially, in the mix with a band, it could be a convincing tone, I think. I could spend more time with EQ in this. It does sound a little quacky, the piezo. I just actually got this installed like a couple of days ago. So while I've dialed it in with my PRS, the Hollow Body 2, and a couple other instruments, I've been playing this mainly for the last couple of days, and I haven't fully dialed in the piezo pickup. So it's a little twangy. I feel like I could take some compression out of the signal maybe, and potentially take some highs out. Mess around maybe with a couple of different models on the Fishman, and tune this and dial it in more. But it has a lot of potential in my opinion, as giggable pedal. I haven't tried it for the electric. But I have heard some demos out there. Predominantly, the Mosaic demos are electrics. Emulating that 12-string Rick, and what you'd hear in some of the old Bird stuff, late '60s, early '70s. So it's a good pedal. I'm keeping it around for sure. I got it on the used market for $75. So. Reminds me a lot of, the late 80s hair band type tones that they were getting. I can't think of names of songs off the bat. Maybe some Warrant or Poison stuff that came out in that era. Recorded 12 strings with piezo pickups. This tone reminds me a lot of that. So that's it. The Digitech Mosaic. It's a keeper for me, maybe not for everybody. Definitely not going to please the purist who's looking for, a real 12-string Rick or 12-string Taylor Martin tone. But it does a really good job of emulating, a 12-string. Keeper for me.